Namaste. Welcome back to today's mathematics class, children. Today we are going to discuss the new chapter, Algebraic Identities. In arithmetic, we deal with the quantities which are denoted by figures that have a single definite value. But in algebra, we deal with the quantities which are denoted by symbols. Generally, we use letters from English alphabet that may have more than one value. Also, the values of these symbols differ from problem to problem. In class 7th, we have discussed the chapter called Algebraic Expressions. Just we'll recall the chapter. So before going with the definition of algebraic expression, first we'll learn what is meant by constant. So constant, a symbol having a fixed numerical value is called a constant. Example 7, 4, root 3 and so on. These are called as constants. Next comes variables. A symbol which takes on various numerical values is known as a variable, or we can call it as a literal. Example for this, we know that perimeter of a square field of side A is given by a formula called P equal to 4A, where 4 is called as a constant while P and A are called as variables. Here for any value of A, and get the corresponding value of P, which is nothing but if we substitute the value of A, we get the perimeter value. By knowing these two, that is constant and variables, we can frame the definition for algebraic expression. So if I see the sentence sum of 3 and 9, which is nothing but 3 plus 9. If I go with the another sentence, that is sum of a number and 9, it can be written as a number. We don't know what is that number, so we can take it as x plus 9. Then what is the difference between the first sentence and the second sentence? In the first sentence, we have both the numbers. Therefore, this expression is called as numerical expression. And here we have x and 9. X is nothing but variable and 9 is nothing but constant. So this expression we call it as algebraic expression. Numerical expression means only with the numbers. Algebraic expression means which consists of variables and also the constant. Then can we frame the definition for algebraic expression? So a combination of constants and variables connected by operations, that is fundamental operations called plus, minus, into and division, is known as an algebraic expression. So a combination of constants and variables which are connected by basic fundamental operations plus, minus, into and division is known as an algebraic expression. So now let us recall the terms of an algebraic expression. So several parts of an algebraic expression which are separated by plus or minus sign are called the terms of the expression. So several parts of an algebraic expression separated by plus or minus sign are called the terms of the expression. Let me give an example here. If I have an expression, algebraic expression called 6a plus 7b, this is an algebraic expression. So in this expression containing two terms, what are those? Called as 6a and 7b. Let me give another example. 7 plus 5x minus 8y. Here in this algebraic expression, it consists of three terms. What are those? 7, 5x and minus 8y. So these are called as terms of an algebraic expression. So various types of algebraic expression also we have. If the expression consists of one term, then the expression is said to be a monomial. If the expression consists of two terms, binomial, and so on. Three terms, trinomial, and so on. So under the types of algebraic expression, if the term is only one, that is 4 is the term which is called as constant term. It is one term, therefore it is said to be a monomial. If it is of 4 plus x, then there are two terms, then it is said to be a binomial. 4 divided by x, which is nothing but one term. Then 4 into a is nothing but 4a, which is nothing but one term. Then 4 plus x plus y, which is nothing but three terms. Then it is said to be a trinomial. These all we have learnt in class 7th standard, right? So one term monomial, two terms binomial, three terms trinomial. So here we have observed 4 divided by x and 4 into a. It is considered as one term. So from this we come to know addition and subtraction separate the terms, whereas multiplication and division do not separate the x terms. So addition, subtraction separate terms, multiplication and division do not separate the terms. Also in class 7 we have discussed regarding the factors of a term, constant term, coefficients, like terms and unlike terms. We know that while adding and subtracting the expression, we'll do it only when they are of like terms. We'll add only for like terms and we subtract for like terms. For multiplication and division, we can do like with the unlike terms. And under the multiplication, we have discussed about multiplication of monomial with the monomial, monomial with the binomial, binomial with the binomial. So having such basic concept, now we are going to discuss the chapter called algebraic identities. The question rises, what is meant by identity? So identity is nothing but is an equation that is satisfied for any values of its variables. Identity is an equation that is satisfied for any value of its variables. So in the class 7th, we have discussed about commutative property under addition, that is x plus y is equal to y plus x. Can we say this is an identity? So let us assume the value of x equal to 1 and the value of y equal to 2. Then if I go with the solving LHS, x plus y, we know that LHS is nothing but left hand side. We have x plus y, substitute 1 plus 2, then 1 plus 2 is nothing but 3. Then RHS equal to y plus x, which is nothing but 2 plus 1, which is nothing but 3. So here we got LHS is equal to RHS. Then I can tell this is an identity. So identity is nothing but an equation that is satisfied for any value of its variables. Let me give the another example, that is PQ is equal to square root of PQ. Let me see whether it is an identity. Can it be said as identity or no? Let me take the value of P is equal to 1, Q is equal to 1. Then LHS 1 into 1 equal to 1. Then RHS square root of 1 into 1, which is nothing but square root 1, which is nothing but 1. If we take the value of P and Q different, that is P is equal to 1 and Q is equal to 2. Then LHS equal to 1 into 2 equal to 2. RHS square root of 1 into 2, Then square root of 1 into 2 is nothing but root 2. Can I say 2 is equal to 2? Root 2? No. 2 is not equal to root 2. Then at that case, we cannot say this is an identity. The identity is nothing but where the values of LHS and the value of RHS remains the same when we substitute any constant value for the variables. That is said to be an identity. Now let us start solving algebraic identities, that is standard algebraic identities. The first standard algebraic identity that you are going to study in your class is, so the first identity is a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. First we'll prove this. So a plus b whole square, this can be written as a plus b into a plus b. How? We know that x square can be written as x into x, or a square can be written as a into a. Similarly, a plus b whole square can be written as a plus b into a plus b. Then this is binomial and this is binomial. So it's nothing but multiplication of binomial with the binomial. So this binomial, I'll make it into two parts. The first part is a multiplied with another binomial a plus b. The second term of this expression is plus b, can be written as a plus b. Now apply the concept multiplication of monomial with the binomial, that is a into a is nothing but a square. How? We have learnt in exponents, a into a power 1, it's nothing but 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. In the previous chapter we have learnt exponents and radicals. Plus a into b, these two are unlike terms, so we'll multiply as it is. A into b is nothing but ab, plus go with this now, b into a is nothing but ba. Ba can be written as ab, plus b into b is nothing but b square. Is there any like terms? Yes, these two are like terms, so we can add up the like terms. A square plus ab plus ab, whose coefficient is 1. Then plus 1ab plus 1ab, these two are like terms, so we can add up the like terms, that is 2ab. So plus 2ab plus b square. So a plus b whole square is nothing but a square plus 2ab plus b square. This is by solving. So now we'll try to do the activity. So for the activity, I have taken a square sheet paper, children, here, and this square sheet paper I am going to divide. So here the square sheet is divided into few parts, children. Two lines have been drawn. From here to here it is taken as A, and here to here it is taken as B. Then what will be the total length of this side, the bigger one? It becomes A plus B. The similar, here it is A, so here also it is taken as A, and this length is taken as B because the big one is square, so it becomes A plus B. Then the side of bigger square becomes A plus B. So it has been divided into 4 parts. So here the first part is in the form of square. Second part, this is, if this is B, then this length, what is this length? The length is A. So then this length becomes A. Then this A and B are the two different dimensions. Therefore this is called rectangle. And what is this length? The length is A. Therefore this also becomes a length A. So A and B, two different dimensions are there. Therefore this is called as rectangle. The length of this is B. Therefore this is B. And the total bigger length of the square becomes A plus B. And this dimension. What is this dimension? B. Then this becomes B. Then the dimensions are same here, therefore it becomes a square. So total we got 2 squares and 2 rectangles. So A plus B is the length of bigger side of a square. This is also A plus B and A plus B. Total we got 2 squares and 2 rectangles. So here the length of this square is taken as A. Therefore I have another square sheet whose length is A. Okay. Then here we have B and A, which is nothing but a rectangle whose length is A and the breadth is B, or the length is B and the breadth is A. And here we have the another rectangle whose dimensions are A and B. And here we have a square whose dimension is B. So B is nothing but the length of this. Then what will be the area of this? That is, we know that area of bigger square is nothing but, what is area of bigger square? Side into side, right? What was the side here we got? A plus B. A plus B, right? Then what will be the area of this? A plus B into A plus B. What we got? A square, because we have the side A here. A into A becomes A square. And this is a rectangle. Area of rectangle we know. L into B. Here it was B and here it was A. Then what is the area of this rectangle? A into B. And here A into B. And here we have a length B and B. So it is a square. What is area of this square? B square. Then area of this bigger rectangle is nothing but, bigger square is nothing but, side into side is nothing but A square plus AB plus AB plus B square. Let me paste all these things now. So A into A is nothing but A square. Paste properly, children. So the length of this square I have taken is A. Then what will be the area of this? It becomes A square. Okay. The length of this I was taken as B, and this length it was A. Then area of this becomes, because area of rectangle is nothing but L into B, that is AB. Then the another rectangle we have here, this length was B and this length was A. Then area of this rectangle becomes AB. The length of this square was B and here also it was B. Then area of square becomes B into B is nothing but B square. Then what will be the area of bigger square? The area of bigger square is nothing but side into side. The length of this side was A and B becomes A plus B. A plus B. Here also A plus B and A plus B. So let me place this complete on this sheet now. So what is the length of bigger square? The length of bigger square is A plus B. The length of bigger square is A plus B. So when the sides measurements are same, then it is said to be a square. Then what is this area of this square? Is nothing but, area of square is side into side. So side into side is nothing but A plus B whole square. Side into side is nothing but side square. Then what is area occupied here? A square plus, what is area here? AB. Here AB and here AB. It's nothing but 2AB. Or let me write AB separately. AB plus, what is the smaller? This part is written, this part is written, this part is written. Then what is this part? B square. So here you can observe these two are like terms. We know that in 7th we have learnt the adding of two like terms can be done, right? A square plus AB is nothing but 2AB. plus b square. So the first identity is proved by doing the activity. So whenever we ask you what is a plus b square, then you should say a square plus ab is nothing but 2ab. You should remember this activity, children. A square plus ab plus b square, or directly you can tell us a plus b whole square is nothing but a square plus 2ab plus b square. So if we ask what is a plus b whole square is nothing but, you should say a square plus 2ab plus b square. How? A square plus ab is nothing but 2ab plus b square. So this is first identity. What? A plus b whole square is nothing but a square plus 2ab plus b square. In some of the books you might have seen, or you can open and see, children, it is written in the different way. How? That is, it can also be written as a plus b whole square is nothing but a square plus b square plus 2ab. You can write even like this also, because we know that commutative property under addition satisfies. A plus b is nothing but b plus a. Either you can write b square at the last, or even you can write at the middle. But don't forget about 2ab. Okay, a plus b whole square is nothing but a square plus b square plus 2ab, or a square plus 2ab plus b square. This is the first identity. Then how to use this identity? Children, here I have taken the bigger square, right? Before pasting this small square and rectangles, I have taken the bigger square, right? Whose length was around 15 centimeter. The length of this square, side of length of this square, I was taken 15 centimeter, and it is divided into two parts called as 9 plus 6. We know that 9 plus 6 is nothing but 15. So this was taken 9 centimeter and this was taken 6 centimeter. So the total became 15 centimeter, and this was also 9. This, it was taken 6. 9 plus 6, 15 centimeter. So if we substitute in place of A as 9 and in place of B as 6, then 9 plus 6 equal to 15 centimeter. Let me apply. So to prove this activity, I have taken A is equal to 9 centimeter and B is equal to 5 centimeter. Now what is its area? Let me prove simultaneously LHS and RHS, that is A plus B whole square equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB, right? I told you this or this, any you can write it. Okay, 9 it was taken as A, it was taken as 9, and B it was taken as, sorry children, B is 6, not 9, 6, not 5, 6. 6 whole square equal to 9 square plus 6 square plus 2 A and B, that is 2 into 9 into 6. 9 plus 6 is nothing but 15 square. Then which equal to 9 square. We have learned square of a number, right? 9 square is 81 plus 6 square is 36 plus 6 2s are 12, 12 9s are 108. Then sum up, 15 square is 225 equal to, add up all this, 8, 9, 10, 15, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, then 1 plus 1, 2. So 225 centimeter square centimeter. Okay, then the area of this square is 225 centimeter square. This is how we have to solve, children, okay, by applying. Now the question arises, in practically where we can apply. Children, if it is given 1009 square, can you multiply 1009 into 1009? No. At that case, you can apply this formula. 1009 can be written as 1000 plus 9. Means the value of A is 1000 and the value of B is 9. Then you can make it as 1000 square plus 9 square plus 2 into 1000 into 9. It makes easy. Within a fraction of seconds, you can get the answer. Now let us solve the worksheet. And children, this activity you have to make it in your classwork with the color paper, by using color papers. and whatever the introduction part is all given, it should be taken down in the classwork. Now we'll move towards worksheet 1. While you are writing worksheet 1, please mention the date also, children. The first main states, find the following by using identity 1. In exam paper, it will not be shown by using identity 1. Just they'll say by using suitable identity. In your book, it may be identity 1, children, but in another reference book, it may be any identity number. So don't buy ahead that identity 1 equal to a plus b whole square equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Okay, it's nothing like that. If they ask what is a plus b whole square, then you expand it as a square plus 2ab plus b square. So here, total 6 questions are given, children. In this, I am going to solve only 4 questions. The rest of 2 you have to solve on your own. Let me show what are those 4 questions. Which are those 4 questions that I am going to solve. Question number 1. Question number 3. Question number, okay, let me go with the 5 and 6. So question 2 and question 4 sub questions that you need to solve on your own, children. Okay, let us solve first question. What it is? 2x plus 5 whole square. Solution: 2x plus 5 whole square. It is in the form of a plus b whole square, which is nothing but a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now you compare this part, children. What a stands for? A is nothing but 2x. So we'll write it as, put a equal to 2x and b equal to 5. Then LHS part becomes 2x plus 5 whole square equal to a. A is nothing but 2x. Keep remember, here you have 2 factors. So term consists of 2 factors. So 2x whole square plus 2. Again you have a. A is nothing but 2x. So mention it within a bracket. Then you have b. So again when you are substituting the value of b, it should be within a bracket again. 5 plus b square. B square is nothing but 5 square. Now here you have 2 factors. So equate the square for both the factors. So first you equate the square to 2. 2 square is 4. Then equate the square to variable. X square is nothing but x square only. Plus multiplication of monomial with monomial with monomial. So same, multiply all the numericals first. 5 2s are 10. 10 2s are 20. And variable, only one variable you have. So keep it as it is. Plus 5 square is nothing but square of 5. Square of 5 is nothing but 25. That's all, children. You can see these 3 are unlike terms. So no further addition and subtraction. That ends the first question. Now we'll move to the second. So second I asked you to do it on your own. So let me move to the third question. The third question is 3 by 5 a plus 2 by 3 b whole square. This is in the form of a plus b whole square equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Then compare what is the value of a. A is nothing but this complete term, children. This complete term stands for a and this complete term stands for b. Now you write down what is a. A is nothing but 3 by 5 a, comma, b is nothing but, the value of b is nothing but 2 by 3 b. So put a equal to 3 by 5a and b equal to 2 by 3b. Then come with the LHS. 3 by 5a plus 2 by 3b whole square equal to, apply the identity, a square is nothing but 3 by 5a whole square plus 2 into a. You have a is nothing but 3 by 5a. 3 by 5a into b. You have b here. b is nothing but 2 by 3b plus b square. b square is nothing but 2 by 3 b whole square. When you are apply along with the identity, children. Now simplify. Equate this square for the factor 3 by 5. When you are equating the square to both, it should be equated for numerator and also for denominator. Don't forget, don't apply only to the numerator. It should be applied even to the denominator. Then 3 square is nothing but 9 by 5 square is nothing but 25, and equate the square to the variable, that is 9 by 25 a square, plus here any cancellation? Yes, 3 with 3 get cancels, no further. So 2 is nothing but 2 by 1. So multiply numerator with numerator. 2 2s are 4 by 1 into 5 is 5. So numericals you have done it. Go with the variables. A into B is AB, plus now equate the square for both. 2 square 4 by 3 square 9. So you have equated the square for the coefficient. Now to the variable. Square of b is nothing but b square. Here you can observe all are unlike terms. So no addition, no subtraction. So the solution end here. Okay. Now we'll move to the fourth question. Fourth I asked you to do it. So I'll move to the fifth question. The question 5. So 0.2x plus 1.5 whole square. This is in the form of a plus b whole square is nothing but a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now compare, children. Put a equal to, compare what will be the a value? 0.2x. Our assumption is a is nothing but 0.2x. B assumption, b equal to 1.5y, right? Now apply this a and b value in the identity. 0.2x plus 1.5y whole square is nothing but 0.2x whole square plus 2 into 0.2x b value 1.5y plus then b square value. B square value is 1.5 by whole square. Now be aware that here you have coefficient numerical coefficient 0.2. 0.2 whole square is, don't write 0.4. It is 0.04. Okay. And equate the square for the variable x square plus, now multiplication with the numerical coefficient 1.5 into 2 into 2, that is 1.5. So let me multiply with the numbers first. 15 2s are 30, 30 2s are 60, right? Then after point one number, after point one number, so two numbers, that is 0.60 come with the variable x into y is xy plus 15 square is 225. But since you have after decimal 1 point and square, that is 2.25, then equate the square to the variable y square. Let me write this last expression again. 0.04 x square plus 0.60 xy plus 2.25 y square. So here also you can find the unlike terms, right? So no addition, no subtraction. Now we'll move to the sixth question. The sixth question is 2m square plus 3n square whole square, right? Now apply a plus b whole square formula. A plus b whole square equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Then put a is nothing but 2m square. Be aware, b equal to 3n square. Till now we were having only the variables, children, but here along with the variable we have power of variable. So be aware it. Okay. Now substitute this a and b value in the identity. You'll get 2m square plus 3n square whole square is nothing but the value of a. A is nothing but 2m square. Whenever you are substituting the value of the variable, please put it within a bracket, and this square keep it outside, plus 2, and the value of a is 2m square, and the value of b is 3n square, plus the last term b square. B square is nothing but 3n square, its square. Now square of 2 is 4, and m square n square is nothing but m to the power of 4. We know that a power m to the power of n is nothing but a power mn. We learnt in the exponents and radicals. Yes? Yes. Plus multiply the coefficients, numerical coefficient. 3 2s are 6, 6 2s are 12. It's like children multiplying monomial with the monomial. Okay, m square n square, keep it as it is. Plus now equate the square for the coefficient first. 3 square is nothing but 9. N square whole square is nothing but mn, that is 2 2s are 4, n power 4. So here also the same, that is unlike terms, no further addition, children. So hope the first main is clear for you. Now I'll move to the second main. So second main, evaluate the following by using identity 1. Again here they have specified identity 1, children, but in exam they will not give you identity 1, just they say that by using suitable identity. Okay, so here there are 6 questions. In the same way here I'll solve only 3 questions, and the remaining 3 are asked you to do it. So the first question is 101 square, second 52, third 8.1 square, fourth 203 square, fifth 410 square, sixth 10.2 square. So here first I'll do it, and remaining 2 I'll do it of decimals. Okay, one I'll do decimal and the another hundreds digit I'll do it. Okay, remaining 3 you have to do it, children. So here the second main is application of identity 1. How we can apply in our day-to-day life. So here 101 square is given, 101 into 101 you need to multiply. So instead of multiplication of 3-digit number with the 3-digit number, same 3-digit number, you can apply the identity and find the solution. Find the value. So I'll go for solving now. Solution. The first one, 101 square. First you have to see nearest to its number. 101 can be written as nearest to 100 place, right? So 101 can be written as 100 plus 1 whole square. Is it nothing but a plus b whole square? A plus b whole square? Yes. So a plus b whole square is nothing but a square plus 2ab plus b square. Is it not the identity what we have learned? Yes. Now compare. What is the value of a? The value of a is 100. So put a equal to 100. Check what is the value of b. B equal to 1. Substitute in the identity now. That is 100 plus 1 whole square is nothing but 100 square plus 2 into a is nothing but 100 into b is nothing but 1. As I told you, whenever you are substituting the variable value, you need to put it within a bracket. Again, b square is nothing but 1 square. 100 square is nothing but, it's not 1000, children, it is 10,000. Nothing, children. 1 square we know that 1. And here we have 2 zeros. Double it. 4 zeros. Plus multiply. 2 into 100 is 200. 200 ones are 200. Plus 1 square is nothing but, don't write 2. 1 square is nothing but 1. Now add up all. 10,000 plus 200 becomes 10,200 plus 1. That is 10,201. So this is the answer of 101 square. Is it not easy, children? Yes. Now let me give a clue for the second one. Second one, I'll give a clue. Okay, how we can expand 52 square. But solving you have to do it. 52 can be written as 50 plus 2 whole square. Nearest to the tens place. 50 plus 2 whole square. Here 3-digit number was there. So nearest to 3-digit number. here 52 tens place, so nearest to tens place is 50, so 50 plus 2 whole square. Okay, remaining part you do it, children. Let me go with the third solution. So the third question given is 8.1 whole square. Here we have decimal point, children, so be aware. So nearest to 8 is 10 or 8. 8 plus 0.1, because of decimal I will go with the same number. Okay, 8.1 can be written as 8 plus 0.1. We know that 8 can be written as 8.0 and 0.1. Add up both, you will get 8.1 only. Okay, 8.1 can be written as 8 plus 0.1 whole square. Now compare to the identity. First write down the identity, suitable identity. A square plus 2ab plus b square. Compare now. What will be the value of a here? Put a equal to 8, b equal to 0.1. So be aware, children, be careful here. We have a decimal point. So 8 plus 0.1 whole square. Substitute these values in the identity. 8 square plus 2 into 8 into 0.1 plus 0.1 square. 8 square is 64 plus multiply 8 2s are 16. 16 ones are 16. But after decimal point we have one number. So leave one digit from the right side. So 1.6 plus 0.1 square. 1 square is nothing but 1 itself. After decimal point you have one digit. Since it is square, so 2 digits. So 1, 2, then point. So 0.01. Now add up. What is the answer? 64 plus 1, 65. Point. First decimal place 6, 1. So 65.61 is the final answer for whom? 8.1 whole square. 8.1 whole square is 65.61. So fourth question. So fourth question is asked you to do it. So 203 whole square. So here 3-digit number is given, right? 3-digit number. 203 is nearest to 200. So 203 can be written as 200 plus 3 whole square. Now you can apply the identity. Let me go with the fifth question. The fifth question is 410 whole square. Here 3-digit number. Nearest to 3-digit number 410 is 400. So 400 plus 10 whole square. So a plus b whole square equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. So compare now. A value, put a equal to 400, b equal to 10. Put the a and b value in the identity now. So 400 plus 10 whole square equal to, this is LHS part. Go with the RHS. 400 square plus 2 into 400 into b value 10 plus b value 10 square. Is it not easy, children? Yes. 4 square is 16. Since you have 2 digits here, 2 zeros, double it. 4 zeros. That's all. So 1,60,000 plus 4 2s are 8. 8 1s are 8. There are 3 zeros. So 3 zeros becomes 8,000 plus 10 square. We know that 10 square is nothing but 100. Or here you have single zero, double it, 2 zeros. So add up this. So what you will get here? 1,68,100. For whom? 410 square. Or the simple way you can do is 410 is nothing but, first consider 41. 41 square is 1,610 and single zero, double time. So 1,68,100. So now we'll move to sixth question. So sixth question, it is asked you to do it, children. Let me give an idea how to do it. What the sixth question is? 10.2 whole square. As I told you, if it is of decimal, keep this number as it is, which can be written as 10 plus 0.2, that is 0.2 whole square. Now a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now you can substitute, put a equal to 10. You can compare, children. A equal to 10 and b equal to 0.2. If you substitute a and b value in the identity, definitely you will get the answer for 10.2 whole square. So this completes worksheet 1, children. Be aware, please solve 2nd, 4th and 6th question by you only, children. Clue is given how to solve it. Okay, so today we have finished first worksheet. Okay, we'll meet again in the next class, children, by second identity. So maintain the classwork neatly. Okay, thank you, children. Have a good day. Thank you.